Hi guys, and thanks for watching our Stratosphere special on February 18th, 2023. So today we're going to start off with the GFS and ECM ensembles for their predictions for the zonal wind at an HPA. Then we'll go through to the CFS model on meteociel.fr, looking at the weather forecast from the CFS for March and April. CFS, I know it's a bit inaccurate, and also we're going months ahead, so obviously pinches of salt attached to that. So obviously don't take it too seriously. We're just trying to see if it's going for something colder and more blocks, seeing if it's playing with the idea of a reaction in the Stratosphere from the SSW. And then right at the end, again, we'll be looking at the GFS this time, for their forecast for the temperature at an HBA over the North Pole and the Arctic. So quite a bit coming up for you. Something different, as we have now seen the warming, so it's now time to focus more on the impacts that the warming may have into March and April, possibly even into late February. So I'm going to start off with the GFS ensembles for the zonal winds from weatheroschool.com. So if I zoom in, you want to see the blue line here is the the blue line here is the is where we've been with the zonal winds over the season so far. So starting from like August into Oct, all the way through into like June, I think over here. Soil wind has dipped a bit in October, so and so on. We saw that in January there was quite a sharp drop in the soil wind from a minor warming. It wasn't enough to reverse it. To reverse it, you need to go below this zero line right here, where I'm dragging the mouse across. So anything under this line is a reversal of the soil wind. We sort of briefly took the zonal winds back up above average, so PV regains its strength somewhat before we plummeted below zero. So today, if we zoom in, we're actually standing about minus 14 or minus 15. So we're well reversed. The zonal wind has reversed has reversed very significantly. And if you'll notice, right, these dark grays here, this dark grey region, is where you mostly expect to see the zonal winds. The light grey region is where you would sometimes see it get to that level, but not so commonly. And anything that's not and all these spikes like this down here and these ones up here are records for the zonal winds. And anytime you get the blue line going into a white area, it means you're getting record-breakingly weak or strong zonal winds. And if I just zoom in, I don't know if you can make it out, but we're sort of cutting into this little white isosceles triangle right there, and we're actually seeing a record-breakingly weak zonal winds for the day. Yes, it was yesterday anyway. I'm not sure about today, but what I know is that we have actually had broken the daily record for the weakness of the zonal wind yesterday. And the green lines are the GFS ensembles. It looks like a big clump, but in there are just lines that are ensembles. So we are nearly at peak weakness of zonal winds. They'll put back up into next week, but then as we go into the final weekend of February and the final week of February, we'll slide back down, possibly even more severely this time than more severely then than now, should I say. We'll probably get even weaker zonal winds. Now I can't see the grey and white borderline through here, so I think maybe again for a date record-breakingly weak. But it's very unusual to see a double reversal of the zonal winds. And if I just go back, we can confirm the zonal wind on weather is cool, polar vortex status. The zonal zonal mean wind at 10 HPA is today at minus 14.8 meters per second. So we got easterly winds in the stratosphere in the North Pole. That will rise up before clouding, before should I say collapsing again. And we may be at say around minus 16 next time this happens. Next time we reverse the winds up at 10 HPA over the North Pole. So a lot going on. Also, this chart is quite interesting. So if I zoom in on this, so this is basically showing the atmosphere going straight through to the stratosphere. 1 HPA, 10 HPA, 30, 100, 300, 300, 500, 850, 1000, where we are on the surface right here. And it just basically shows you, we have the dates on the bottom here. So like, today, tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, so on. And also, we have these colors, and they represent the they show us the status of the zonal winds in these parts of the atmosphere on certain days. So like, for example, I'm just go with Wednesday here. At 500 HPA, you're around, I'd say 8 meters per second at 500 HPA with the zonal wind like that. And if we go up straight here, you are at let's see. So this is the 10 line. I'd say about 7 at 30 HPA. As we go further up, you're at I'd say you're about 2 at 10 HPA, and so on and so on. And the all important 0 line is what we need to focus on, and and the thing that will say whether we're getting a tropospheric response to the warming or not is if these blues and purples up here in the stratosphere come down to the troposphere at like 300 to 300 to 500 to 500 HPA, sorry. And at the moment, up until like March 5th anyway, they're staying in the stratosphere. Now, what's interesting is that right now we have a very strong spell of zonal winds being reversed. They'll recover temporarily, but look at this. Another chunk of deep purples moving in off the chart over here. Like, you know what I mean, coming into the chart, shall I say. And if we move further on, this could well move down to the troposphere. We just have to wait and see. Now, the CFS shows some cold weather into March. The GFS does as well. It is blocking. And I'll have that in our usual update later on today. But just something that we'll keep an eye on is this chart as well. If these blues and purples come downwards, then we should start to see a response in the troposphere. But as of today's GFS 12-day run, they're not coming through. So this doesn't support cold weather. This is the ECMWF ensemble's forecast for the zonal winds. So this was yesterday's This was yesterday's run. So right at midnight yesterday, we were pretty much at 0 with the zonal winds. So just going into reverse, and we're dropping down to like today at around minus 14. I think it's a bit lower than that around here, really. Yeah, and then it will rise up over the next few days before dropping again, possibly lower than we have it now, and it will rise slowly into March, getting above 0 at about like say March 12th, and then just steadily increasing, but never really getting that strong. So we could be in for quite a cold spell if the zonal winds are kept weak, and the easterly winds in the stratosphere go through the atmosphere. That's what we see for cold, and this will help it get colder, because the westerly winds pretty much lose their steam, hopefully allowing easterly winds to go through. Again, zero line here, so anything below that line is a reversal of the zonal winds. Right. We need the sorry, I got the wrong chart first. CFS run. Okay, first. Okay, come on. So just going through, I'll zip through this. Shouldn't take it very much with a pinch of salt, so we can see the way we have northerly through next week. I say that this is just usual weather that we see from time to time, because it's a bit too early for a response from the stratosphere. But watch this. As we go into February 27th, 28th, so on, we get a bitterly cold easterly wind off the continents. That will surely bring snow with it. And as we go through, the high pressure sinks southwards. I say that would be in response to the warming, because I say it's from a sort of time frame. We start to see effects. Then we'll just push through, and we go milder with high pressure over Europe, lower in the Atlantic, and we go very wet and windy and mild. High pressure ridges up from the south into mid-March, and we go dry and mild, probably a bit cooler there around the 13th. But really, that looks quite mild, actually, not what I thought it would look like, actually. Then going through, we go very zonal and westerly, until we get to like March 20th, and we start to pull in the cold northerly again, and actually an easterly wind, a northeasterly wind. Now that would be really quite cold. Then we have an easterly blast pushing through, quite chilly with that, with winds off the continent. There would at least be frost and fog. And then again, you just push through easterly winds into early April. Then we go northerly into early April as well. So that's interesting developments from the CFS. Again, don't take this too seriously. It's all for fun. We're just currently trying to find trends, to see whether the models are trying to turn it cold or not. Then just push through into mid-April, and we lose the blocking, and we go quite wet and windy. Go a bit cooler there on the 16th, and then we push through towards the end of April. Wet and windy, quite cool, I think, because it's westerly. In April, westerlies are quite cool. And then we go into the end of April. It's as far as I'll go. 1st of May, high pressure over us and to our south. Winds coming in from the south, so quite mild and dry with that. So the CFS is playing around with effects from the SSW, I think, a bit later than I thought that it would happen. It's sort of showing it into late March and early April on this CFS run, but still, it's doing something. So that's what we have to take into account. And finally, very quickly, I'm going to go through temperatures at an HPO in the stratosphere. Warming fading out over the next few days. PV tries to regain itself. Another warming around middle of next week. Pushes into the Arctic to keep the PV displaced. And then we don't really change anything into March. It stays the same, with warmer than average temperatures over the North Pole, and cooler than average over Canada. The PV is displaced over Canada, basically. So we keep it displaced. We keep the zonal winds weak, so that's good. So if you want cold weather, obviously, like me, I love it. So I'm hoping that we do get something out of this warming, just to satisfy those desires. I've actually seen quite a snow. I actually haven't seen any snow this winter so far. Quite ironic, actually, since we've had 2 cold spells. But anyway, that's it for today's Stratosphere special. I'll be back later on with our usual updates. But for now, enjoy the rest of your evening. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.